Okay, so the home village is getting a new spell, they're getting new defense levels, but ignore that because the builder base is getting 2 nerfs and 1 buff. Let's get into it. Now, I'm not gonna waste too much time here. The first nerf is gonna be against the dropship, so why don't we just go get an idea. So first of all, let's go look at the dropship here. It goes all the way to the middle of the building, and then we use the ability, boom, look how many walls that opens. It's broken, I hate it. But luckily, they're actually getting nerfed here, which I'm really happy about. Other people aren't. We're gonna get other top players' inputs on this here in a second, but let's just go see what they're being nerfed to. All right, so we're gonna go take a peek here at the nerf. We're gonna go get the dropship, same building, but look at this, instead of going all the way to the middle of the building, now it just stops right about there. And the blast radius is nerfed a little bit, so look, it only opens up that many walls, which is a lot less. And it definitely is going to nerf dropship and Pekka strategies combined together, which I'm not that upset about. But honestly, this is not what the dropship really needed. I mean, it's kind of what it needed, but not all of what it needed. And because I was curious, I tested out dropships and minions, which are one of the strongest strategies in the game right now. It's actually broken, so I tried it out with the new dropship nerf, and I have some footage probably playing right now of me using it. I tried it up against 2 different meta bases. All the traps were on air, everything was trapped for minions and dropships, and even after this nerf, I mean, the bases got absolutely rolled. I mean, it wasn't even close, and this is, in my opinion, the nerf is just not enough. I feel like right now they're nerfing dropships and Pekkas, which is a problem, don't get me wrong. I'm happy that's not going to be an issue anymore, but it's still not getting rid of the mindless spam that is dropships and minions, because you just put them all down. It doesn't matter. Dropships have nearly 5,000 HP, and you can use 4 of them in an attack and just wipe out an entire base. They don't die. I really think that HP needed to be removed here to actually kind of balance them out. But, you know, that it just isn't coming yet. I'm hoping in the future we can get it. It's just not quite yet. So fingers crossed for that one. And another reason I feel like this nerf really doesn't do a whole lot is because even though the dropship's radius is smaller, it still can like go on top of a building, use the ability, and take it down to like half health or something. Then the battlecopter ability just takes it out all the way. So I feel like we're gonna still have another season of minion and dropship spam everywhere. I'm not sure if it's really gonna do a whole lot. I don't know for sure. Personally, first impressions on it, I'm really not that excited to see the lack of an HP nerf, but you know, we'll see how this affects everything. And now the next nerf is gonna be the giant cannon. So this is a nerf that I feel like is kind of out of the blue. They accidentally gave the giant cannon a lot of knockback, and that was actually probably what it needed, but they're reverting it. So why don't we just go take a look here. I'm not very excited for this one, but we'll go see. Pekka's walking straight towards the giant cannon, and you're gonna see it gets knocked back a good bit. And that means like if you're trying to use a Pekka ability, it gets knocked back in the middle of it, you know, like it just gets pushed off of the building. And I feel like that's good because Pekkas are super overpowered right now. But now we're gonna go ahead and try this again with the nerf added in, and we'll see. It doesn't knock it back that much. Like it tickles it. We'll go try to use the ability again once it gets knocked back. It doesn't go back at all. So it got from going to being pushed back maybe 2 tiles or 1.5 tiles to just not even half a tile. I feel like that's bad. I feel like the giant cannon being that good against Pekkas is exactly what it needed. And Pekkas are really strong. So now we're going from where we actually were able to kind of defend against Pekkas to now we can't defend against Pekkas. So personally, I feel like this nerf was a little bit out of place. I feel like the giant cannon's knockback was good. Again, as long as they nerf Pekkas too, I feel like it'll be okay, but they really got to make sure that we're not going to have a massive Pekka meta now, because the giant cannon knockback really is going to change a whole lot. And lastly, we got a Night Witch buff, which means I think it just gets a extra bat added to its ability, which, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think it's going to change anything. I don't even know if we should really, like, if we look at the difference, you're just going to see 1 extra bat. So it's really not going to change much. But what I want to do now is kind of go get some top players' input on the nerf. So I'm going to go ahead, send them the footage, and let's go see what they think about it.
You just want my reaction?
Yeah, just I want to know what you're thinking about it. Like whether or not you think it's deserved or if it's too much, too little.
Okay. I'm starting it right now. Oh, wow. That seems like a pretty heavy nerf, I won't lie. I thought so the dropship stops earlier. I didn't know that. I thought it kept moving and it was dropping skeletons. But since it stops earlier, it's not able to open up the base very well. Me personally, I think dropship Pekkas are going to be very heavily affected by this. Like, I don't think they're going to be viable anymore. But I still think dropship minions are going to be viable because, like, you don't really need to open up the base for any reason, right? They still have the absurd HP and the skeletons, you know. It's kind of broken still. I don't see how it's going to affect dropship minions, but...
So do you think it's a good or bad nerf, would you say?
I think it's a bad nerf because honestly, there's dropship Pekkas they're not viable anymore. You know, the goal was more so to like nerf both dropship minions and dropship Pekkas so that they're still viable, but they're just not as broken. You know what I mean? Because it's nice to have some like versatility with strategies. Thumbs down.
That seems okay, but I don't see it really nerfing much of dropship minions, which is really the problem. But I think it's a pretty good solution to dropship Pekkas.
Yeah, I definitely think that's gonna be done. I think we're in for another season of dropships and minions, though.
Oh yeah, not one I want to push.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh, well, I mean, doesn't really look like it's nerfed. Did they get a life reduction or?
No. There's
Only
no
the
HP
bomb.
nerf, only the bomb and how little it opens, pretty much. It doesn't go completely on top of the buildings anymore. It stops before it gets to the middle.
Ooh, then I would say dropships are still pretty good, especially when you play it with dropships and minions. It doesn't affect the strategy that much. Yeah, maybe it can affect a little bit Pekka dropships. I think they're still very strong with the minion combination.
So would you say it was a good nerf or a bad nerf?
They could have nerfed it a bit more, like maybe a reduction of the life.
Right.
I think this would be very important to make them a little bit weaker because they're just too strong.
But they didn't nerf the damage, right?
I didn't see any damage nerf, and I know they aren't nerfing the HP at all. Do you think it's a good nerf or a bad nerf in your grand top 3 finish opinion?
But not enough, I think.
Yeah. So there you have it. Those are the top players' opinions about this nerf, and I kind of had to share them. I don't think it's gonna be enough. I don't think it's necessarily a bad nerf. I feel like it's just a lackluster nerf. It doesn't really do everything that it needs to do. The dropships are still gonna be way too strong, and the minions are just gonna still clean the base. I mean, I already tested dropships with minions up against meta bases, and it did nothing. So I'm kind of disappointed to see that a nerf everyone's been waiting for so long is going to do so little. But, you know, we'll have to see how this plays out this season. I'm not super hopeful, but fingers crossed. So there's a sneak peek. I know it's a little late considering the update comes out, but I hope the top players' opinions were interesting to you. And yeah, use code AJ. I'll see you guys soon.